Hello and welcome. You're watching the Overdrive show. Now it's that time of the year where we award excellence in the field of automobiles. Welcome to the CNBC-TV18 Overdrive Awards for the year 2015. The stage is set. The who's who of the automotive industry is here. You've seen our nominees in our jury round special, and it's time to award our winners.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's now time to honor the very best in the Indian auto industry. Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the first set of awards. Now this car takes the game to a whole new level for the hatchback segment. It has class-leading features that attract both the first-timers and the returning buyers, and its new age styling makes it stand out in the crowd. The winner, ladies and gentlemen, is the Hyundai Elite i20.
There's a lot from our side which is coming, and we'll be a tough challenger next year also for people.
The next award category this evening is for the Sedan of the Year. This car has made a comeback, and how. It pips its competition with its unmatched level of comfort, fuel-efficient engines, and a new generation styling that moves away from the conservative design of its predecessors. And all of this at a good price point. The winner, ladies and gentlemen, is the Toyota Corolla.
Corolla has been a big success for us globally. It's more than 41 million cars on the road. So trust we go further and get more awards. Thank you very much.
Well, our next award category is for the Executive Premium Car of the Year. The winner here is the idol of worship for those seeking luxury, premium styling, reliability, and futuristic technology. Every time a new edition of this car comes along, the world sits up and takes notice. No prizes for guessing. The winner here is the Mercedes-Benz S-Class.
The S-Class is a very special product for us, and you are right. Whenever there's a new S-Class, this has to be a new benchmark in the automotive industry, and I'm very proud to say the S-Class is made in India. We produce it in Chakan in Pune, and the team over there is doing a fantastic job. Thank you so much.
Well, our next category for the evening is the SUV of the Year. Now this SUV proves that you can have fun on the road and off it as well without the need to have a fuel guzzler under the hood. The all-wheel drive variant bumps up the fun and safety quotient further, while its rugged build and easy-to-use nature made it the jury's favorite. The SUV of the year, ladies and gentlemen, is the Renault Duster AWD. Now, multi-utility vehicles, or people carriers as they have come to be known, don't need to look and feel boring, and this MUV proves just that with its stylish design. Despite packing enough room for 7, it still drives like a car and comes with 2 of the most fuel-efficient engine options that Honda has to offer, making it the jury's choice for your family. The MUV of the year, ladies and gentlemen, is Honda Mobilio. Now, from the moment the jury rode it, they knew this scooter was special. It dazzled in testing and then rose to the top in the comparison test. Now, TVS might like you to believe it's a small scooter for girls, but the truth is that it's India's best scooter and our scooter of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, the scooter of the year is TVS Scooty Zest 110. Now, this company successfully brought the Rainforest Challenge into India, arguably the world's most difficult off-roading event. The winner of the Motorsport of the Year award is Cougar Motorsport.
I mean, it's unbelievable that we're just such a new kid on the block, few years old. And today we're being acknowledged for motorsport across all platforms in India. I mean, it's unbelievable that we've come this far.
Now, penultimate award this evening is for the Bike of the Year. This bike offers the best price-to-performance ratio in India. A true sports bike, its ability, confidence and speed in the corners is matched only by its sharp and unique looks. Factor in the price, and it was the unanimous choice for every single juror on the jury for this award. Ladies and gentlemen, any guesses? Ladies and gentlemen, we bring to you the winning bike of the year, the KTM RC390.
It feels wonderful. Our philosophy has always been that, if you're not on the edge, you're occupying too much space. So we make bikes that are on the edge. So whether it's the KTM that you race or the Pulsar that you ride every day, every bike is on the edge. And this is what we have to show for it. I've always believed that in this business, there is no replacement for displacement. Every year we make a bigger motorcycle. This time it was the 390. Hopefully another big one next year. And hopefully we can have an encore.
It's time for our final award this evening, the Car of the Year. Now this car is the all-new hatchback that really ups the ante in the premium hatchback space. Its design is classily European, and heading into the jury round, the competition was varied and strong, but it stood its ground rather well. It's India's top premium hatchback right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Car of the Year, the Hyundai Elite i20.
This car is a premium hatchback, so we want to grade up, move up to our technology level and product level for the Indian customers. So we are continue to introduce higher car in India for the customers. Especially i20 is designed for Indian customers, especially focusing on safety, design, and durability.
We've been the first, we'll be the first. We've done the new, I know we must. We've given hope, we've motivated.
Thank you to our audience. Thank you to all the nominees and the winners for joining us here this evening. Many, many thanks, sir.
Well, congratulations to all our winners, and we are hoping for an even better 2015. Well, it's time to take our first break, but don't go anywhere, because if you have motoring queries, Bert is right there to answer them for you. Welcome back, you're watching Overdrive, and it's time for our Auto Selector segment, where Bert joins us as always to answer all your motoring queries. Hi Bert. Bert, our first question comes in from Kush Khaitan from Goa. Now he wants to buy an automatic sedan and his budget is about 15 lakh rupees. He's listed his priorities as good drivability and great features. What he's shortlisted is the Honda City and the Hyundai Verna. Now, this is a question you've answered many times in the past. So what do you suggest for Kush?
Kush, both the choices that you've made, the Honda City and the Hyundai Verna, I wouldn't suggest you go in for either of those. There is a better car where automatics are concerned, simply because you've got the Volkswagen Ventos come out in the market with the DSG automatic, and that's the best automatic you can buy in the market today. Proper DSG dual clutch transmission. The City has got the CVT transmission, and the Verna's transmission is still not up to the mark. Very, unrefined and noisy gearbox for that matter. My suggestion, look out for the Volkswagen Vento. It fits in within your budget. Good looking car, great performance, and great automatic transmission for urban or highway use.
Question number 2 comes in from Joy Barbosa. He wants to buy a scooter and his budget is about 60,000 rupees. His priorities are mileage, stability and comfort. Now he wants to know which is a better alternative to the Honda Activa.
The best scooters you can buy in the market today, now all of those belong to TVS. There's the Vigo, there's the Jupiter, and of course the new Scooty Zest. The Scooty Zest, of course, is probably the best scooter you can buy in the country today. However, having said that, it is a slightly smaller scooter and it's been targeted at a more feminine gender. Nonetheless, it's to me, or rather to us at Overdrive, it was a fairly good unisex scooter to be used both by men and women alike. Absolutely nothing that discriminates that scooter. So my suggestion, look out for the Scooty Zest. If you want a slightly larger scooter and you want better stability, then you've got either the Vigo or the Jupiter, which effectively come with larger wheels. So in that sense, you've got slightly more stability from those two scooters. Otherwise, the Zest for every purpose is the right choice.
Our last question is more of a concern rather than a question. Animesh Desai drives a 2012 model of the Hyundai i20 Asta that is equipped with ABS. Now, since the past 4 months, he's been getting loud noises from the brakes when he suddenly applies the brakes. The feedback that he's gotten from the Hyundai authorized service station is that that is not something abnormal. So he wants to know whether this is a fact or is this a one-off case with respect to his car.
Animesh, there are two things I can infer from this question of yours. The first of this is, of course, you probably did not know what ABS felt like in the past. I'm just assuming it over here. I may be wrong. But 4 months ago, some situation must have risen up where you suddenly applied the brakes so hard that ABS started operating, and that's when you realized there were certain strange noises and sensations coming from the brake pedal. Now, effectively, when you apply the brakes and want the ABS to get to start working, you will feel a pulsing in the brake pedal. You will also hear a slight grinding or grating sound coming from the floor pan, or rather from the firewall. Now, these are all natural to ABS systems. You know ABS is working when you feel that pulsing in the brake pedal and when you hear that sound. So, if the dealership says yes, there is a sound coming from the car when the ABS, only when the ABS comes on, they are right, they know what they're talking about. But having said that, if you did feel in the past that you did know that ABS came on because you felt that pulsing, there was no noise in the past, and there is a strange unnatural noise coming right now in the last 4 months, then you probably do have a problem. It's time to get your brakes checked. I don't know what's the mileage that your car has done, but it's probably time to get your brakes checked and see if the pads are in perfect condition. So either case, see what's wrong with the car, get it back to the service station, open up those brakes once. It doesn't really cost you too much, and have those checked nonetheless.
Well, that's all we have on Auto Selector this week. Remember, you can send us your questions on helpdesk@overdrive.co.in, and we'll get Bert to answer all of them for you. It's time now to move into our motoring news section for this week.
Why do I have this big schoolboy grin plastered all over my face? Well, that's because I'm at a racetrack riding a motorcycle. And while that can always be fun on any given occasion, these 3 days I'm going to be getting expert guidance on how to improve my riding skill and become a better rider. And this is California Superbike School 2015.
After a year-long gap, the California Superbike School regrouped in Chennai with 2 batches of eager students. Batches that were sold out as soon as the riders heard news of school resuming. The great part about CSS is that it's not just a school for superbike owners or for learning to go fast on the track. The curriculum deals with common errors while cornering, your vision, and how you interact with your motorcycle. Over 3 days, Alan and other superbike riders were able to add a number of new skills to their arsenal, tricks that can help any rider improve their skills and make them more confident and safer riders on streets as well as on the track.
I started riding after a gap of about 8 years, and that was because I had a fall. When I heard about the school, I said this is something I have to do. So I have a cumulative riding experience of maybe 8-9 years, but I'm pretty sure that there was so much more to learn. Just wasn't sure how, and there was so much lack of information that we have to grapple with in India. Nobody trains you how to really ride a motorcycle, and this was just the one sort of opportunity I had. Gave it a shot, and it's a big amount of money to spend to come, and sort of 50,000 rupees is a large sum to pay for coaching for 3 days literally. But third day and it's well worth it. I'd do it again in a heartbeat. Yeah.
The 3-day course costs 52,000 rupees and includes all meals on track along with refreshments and fuel. You can use one of the race prep TVS RTR motorcycles or bring your own. Team Overdrive makes sure to attend every one of the 4 schools in India, and in addition to sharpening the skills, more than anything, the team has always had a blast.
It's been a great 3 days of riding here with California Superbike School in Chennai. I think I've come away a much improved rider from what I was before. I'm much more confident, much smoother. I probably am a much safer rider as well. And the great part about California Superbike School is it's not for someone only who has a superbike. It's for any motorcyclist, any enthusiast, anyone who wants to improve their riding.
Every morning when you walk into your car, it's best not to immediately switch on the air conditioner. Research says the heat emitting from plastics inside the car let out cancerous toxins such as benzene, which can also cause anemia and reduce white blood cells, which is why it is advisable to roll down your windows for a couple of minutes before cooling your cabin.
Well, we are going to head into our last commercial break. Few messages from our sponsors, but on the other side, Rohit drives the all-new C-Class diesel. Stay tuned. Welcome back, you're watching Overdrive. Now, the price difference between petrol and diesel has reduced significantly in recent times, but even so, diesel continues to be the choice of fuel when it comes to luxury car buyers. At least that's what Mercedes-Benz thinks, which is why they've not wasted any time and they've launched the diesel variant of their new C-Class here in India. Now, the car was launched earlier this week and Rohit had a go. So let's find out what he thinks of the new C-Class diesel.
Now, at the end of 2014, Mercedes-Benz introduced the all-new C-Class to India, but that car was made available only in the petrol variant. This is the all-important diesel version, the C220 CDI. You are going to see plenty of these cars in swanky spaces, so get used to those LED headlamps, the imposing grille and the beautifully sculpted taillights flanked by those curvaceous buttresses. Visually, the diesel variant is similar to its petrol counterpart, save for the badges. With its S-Class inspiration, the C has an air of arrogance to its design, even before it has proved its worth in the market. But the latter won't be a difficult task. The same arrogance will stand out on the showroom floor as well, where this car will disregard the E-Class with significantly better interiors, a much more feature-rich infotainment system, the sweet-sounding Burmester audio, and a switchgear that feels a notch better. The only grouse for the E is the cabin space. Now, the C-Class was never known to be a chauffeur-driven car, but that said, the cabin of this car is much larger than the outgoing model. Now, if you are the chauffeur-driven type, the knee room is pretty good, the foot space is decent, the leg space is quite good, under-thigh support could have been better. I think this is a little too small. The angle of the backrest is quite good, but then again, if you want a chauffeur-driven car, I would suggest you go in for the E-Class. This cabin, which not only looks like a miniature version of the S-Class's cabin, it also feels like one because it is quite a silent cabin. It's only about 140 kilometers an hour that the road noise starts to kick in, and only when you take the engine past the 4000 RPM mark that you can hear the diesel burble. The C-Class diesel is powered by a 2.2-litre 4-cylinder diesel engine. It puts out 170 PS of power and about 400 Newton meters of torque. And all that power and torque is available from under 2000 RPM, and that's quite low. And it shows because it has a very good low end, it has a very good mid-range, so no matter where you are in the city, on the highway, you want to pull overtakes, you are in the twisties, you're never really looking for that power, it's always there, it's on tap. The engine is mated to a 7-speed transmission that seems to do a better job with the diesel motor than the petrol. Like the petrol, it also comes with paddle shifters, and through the agility select switch on the center console, you can alter the shift points, the throttle response and the steering weight. Both the petrol and the diesel engines are very closely matched. The diesel has a slight bit of power deficit, but that torque more than makes up for it. Now, the petrol engine claims 7.3 seconds for a 0 to 100 km an hour sprint. The diesel does it in 7.4. In our test figures, both the engines, the C200 petrol as well as the C220 diesel, managed to do the 0 to 100 in 8 seconds flat. Now, both those timings came in the sport mode. This mode allows you to make the rear end a bit twitchy. Go hard on the pedal while exiting the corner, and the car will indulge in a bit of wheel spin before the traction control kicks in. It's a downer that it can't be turned off completely in a car that puts out so much low-end torque. Like the C200 petrol, even the C220 doesn't get the airmatic suspension. You get the regular suspension, and for the Indian road conditions, it has been set to a slightly softer setting and the ride height is a little higher. But that said, it doesn't really rob the car of the driving dynamics. Like I mentioned in my C200 review, I really like the way this car handles, and it's no different with the C220 either. Push the car through bends and it does remain flat, and that's something that's new to the C-Class. You'll also appreciate the ride quality that this car offers. Despite the improved driving dynamics, it hasn't really taken a toll on the nice pushy feeling that you get from a Mercedes-Benz car. It continues with the new C-Class as well. It's only on those sharper bumps or a series of bumps that you start hearing a slight bit of thudding noise, but then none of it is really translating into big thuds or big shocks to your spinal cord. The safety tech includes 7 airbags, anti-lock brakes, assisted braking, auto-leveling headlamps, and of course the ESP and the traction control that we spoke about. The car also comes with a start-stop system and brake energy recovery, which help in bettering the fuel economy. Our test managed to extract over 15 kilometers to a litre in the city environment and around 23 kilometers to a litre on the highway runs, which is superb for a car of this size and class. If you're in the market to buy the new C-Class, the diesel variant is the version to go for. It's quick,
It's torquey and of course a lot more fuel efficient. It is a little pricey, but that's because this is still a CBU. The locally assembled versions will bring down that price point. But that said, knowing Mercedes-Benz, those locally assembled versions won't be as feature-rich as this car, and that makes this a steal.
Well, it's time to wrap up this episode of Overdrive. Remember, you can watch this episode and all our previous episodes on our YouTube channel. Next week, we're going to bring you, well, a facelift special. So we've got a couple of facelifts and, of course, all the action from our winter drive. You don't want to miss that. So until next week, it's goodbye.